If I'm going to be perfectly honest, I kind of find it funny when I hear complaints about developers re-releasing old games. You know, either in collections or as standalone titles. I say that because, whether it be a remaster, reimagining, or just a plain old port, I absolutely love it. It gives me a chance to replay a game I adored in the past, or maybe even play something I never had the opportunity or ability to play during previous console generations, now in a much more accessible way. I mean, it's at least more convenient than digging up your PSP, hoping it still has a charge, and finding that dang UMD. That, and if we happen to get some enhancements, additional features, or a much needed upres, then that's just icing on the cake. Well, NIS America was thinking that too, because they're releasing not one, but two of their classic handheld titles based on the infamous Disgaea universe. Prinny, Can I Really Be a Hero? And Prinny 2, Dawn of Operation Panties, dude. But will their platforming twist on the classic tactics formula satisfy long fans? Or should this collection of offshoots have been left in PSP limbo? Being a longtime fan of the Disgaea franchise, the Prinny games always had me intrigued. I mean, one of my favorite parts of the Disgaea series was its general over-the-top antics. From its character designs, which are absolutely fantastic, to its silly dialogue, everything about Disgaea screamed bizarre, and I loved it. Not to mention its ridiculously deep tactical gameplay that throws level and damage caps out the window. So my hopes were high that a platformer based in the same world would be everything I could wish for and more. I mean, they focused on the best highly explosive minions ever created in a video game, the Prinnies themselves. The only problem was, the Prinny games were exclusive to the PSP. Now, this isn't inherently bad, but since I typically stray away from playing handheld games, I never really went out of my way to try them out. Occasionally, I remember that they existed and would drool over the gameplay, all the while lamenting over my lack of ownership. But I digress. Remember, I'm a big Disgaea fan and a huge platformer fan, so it kinda surprises me that I never pulled the trigger. Suffice it to say, I was quite excited when I discovered that NIS was bringing both games to the Switch. You could even play them in handheld mode, like they were meant to be played, if you really wanted to. Myself, I was quite thrilled to be able to play them on a big screen. The question that was on my mind, however, was how did these antiquated PSP games translate to the modern age? Well, I guess you could say that it got most of the way there. Like other Disgaea games, the Prinny games seem simple on the surface, but as you get more invested, they reveal a gaping chasm of depth. What I mean is, both Prinny games, especially the first one, are simple and straightforward platformers. You play as a Prinny, set out on some ridiculous mission from Etna, the Demon Lord, where you'll hack and slash your way through various stages, defeating enemies and toppling increasingly difficult bosses. In fact, each stage becomes increasingly difficult as you progress as well, though that may be selling the difficulty curve a bit short. The depth comes from each game's subsequent playthroughs and how each stage will offer different challenges and even story events, based on which order you play them. Top it off with achievements, unlockables, secret stages, and a whole slew of items to collect, and you've got yourself a set of games that are 5 times bigger than you initially thought. Nonetheless, this all comes with a few caveats that can dampen your experience. For one, the knockback in this game is horrendous, and the single most frustrating thing about either of the entries. Never have I had a run ruined more often by getting knocked into a pit and dying after getting hit by a well-timed fireball slamming into my little penguin face than I had playing these deceivingly difficult games. This is only exemplified by the second biggest offender in the two Prinny games, their rigid jump, which is slightly mitigated by the fact that you can double jump, but once you leave the ground, you are 100% committed to not only the direction of that jump, but also the distance and its arc, which can make the timing and the accuracy of your landing difficult. So, if I could change anything, it would definitely be that. Give me a variable jump, that's all I ask. Now, I will say that the sting of these problems was dulled a bit in Prinny 2, with the addition of an easy mode and the inclusion of a new brake system that will increase your attack strength after maxing the combo meter. But in no way did it make the game easy. Just a little less hard. On a more superficial note, I kinda wish the visuals had been up-resed with a more deft hand. I say that because the pixel art in Prinny and Prinny 2, just like the Disgaea games, is exquisite. And it's a shame that the beautiful pixel art looks like it's been sent through some smoothing filter. Not a big fan. And although it may not be easy to look past these frustrations while playing both the Prinny games, I will say that what kept me coming back was that Disgaea charm. I wanted to see what silly characters I would encounter next and what goofy boss I'd have to defeat to get there. Plus, NIS really leaned hard into replayability when they created these games, and I could see myself obsessing over getting each and every unlockable for the same reasons. So, should you play the Prinny games? I think if you love the Disgaea games and are in the mood for a platformer that features characters from that universe, then absolutely yes. I would go in prepared for a challenge, however, because these games are not easy, and they will definitely test your patience and your thumb dexterity. Since both games are dropping at the same time, you can have a Prinny platforming field day and a good screaming into a pillow session afterwards. Don't worry, it'll be worth it. With that being said, if you only want half the games and a meager 3/4 of the frustration, then I'd recommend investing in Prinny 2 over the original. It added improvements to the gameplay and a few other mechanics that made it a much more enjoyable experience, dude. If you're interested in checking out either Prinny Can I Really Be a Hero or Prinny 2 Dawn of Operation Panties, dude, you'll be able to find them both on the Nintendo eShop October 13th. Or, if you'd like them bundled together in an amazing physical collector's edition, you can find Prinny 1 and 2 Exploded and Reloaded Just Desserts Edition on the NIS America store. And if you liked this video review, then consider subscribing. With an ever-growing backlog, there's many more to come. Or you can check out our website at backlogodyssey.com for more backlog shenanigans like written reviews and other gaming-related content.